true. And now we see that Glacier is actually creep pulling, and then we see that what you said, that these creep camps are, they basically need to be worded so that that you can't creep pull and just pull the lane back and make your solo, make your own team have, that Predator is gonna have a hell of a time trying to get some last hits.
No, just barely got the last hit there. Wretched Hag able to take down that Soul Stealer with the help of the Witch Slayer. So Witch Slayer died mid and then made his way all the way to the top to help out Wretched Hag. And hopefully that will really come back to pay off, as Wretched Hag is now already 6. And I mean, this is a lot of time out of lane for that Soul Stealer. That's a lot of important experience not being had by him. And really, I mean, if you got to gank someone, you might as well gank their hardest carry. It'd be very hard to get a realistic double kill down south with all the slow afforded by the Forsaken Archer and the Glacius. So I gotta say, that was a really good move on their part by the Witch Slayer, even though he's now been out of lane for a while. That also serves to give Pebbles a bit more extra experience, as he's being warded off really easily here by Slither. So, any extra experience he can garner at this point is probably beneficial to the team.
Yeah, and Pebbles just obviously won't stand a chance against this dual lane, so he has to stay back, especially as he has no escape mechanism whatsoever. If he gets taken on, then he's just gonna go down really quickly. So yeah, Pebbles having a really hard time now in bottom, and that's basically because Witch Slayer is trying to roam and set up some ganks, and he just fails down bottom right now.
As I said, I don't realistically see, the double kill happening on this bottom lane. Predator just paid with it for his life, probably a little bit due to a bit of miscommunication, and now he's going in again for seconds, probably going to be able to pick up the Glacius kill this time. Uses his Stone Hide just in the nick of time. He will definitely be able to pick up that kill right there, but I mean, there's no more Witch Slayer to be found. He's going to go back mid. But so I mean, 1 kill for 1 kill, very drawn out. As I said, I really didn't see it being happening, and they tried it anyways. So live and learn, boys. Live and learn. We have an invis Devourer in the middle.
Yeah, he's just chilling there, it seems. Yeah, the invis is a really great room because you can set up some really easy hooks if only Witch Slayer would come out of the tower range. Ever. But I think he saw, are there any words up for no? It doesn't seem like they want to have a word.
Well, you just hit the 7-minute mark, so words expired within the last minute or so. Looks like that invis hook, that Witch Slayer finally got some brave courage out to roam and paid for it, but a lot of damage going up on the Soul Stealer up top. Pebbles coming in, Wretched Hag now able to clean him up. So that's a 2-0 up top, really keeping down this Soul Stealer. He just dinged 6, but Wretched Hag's now dinging 7. Looks like they're going to do a little bit of a swap, because they really need to get this Pebbles right up into his game. An underfarmed Pebbles is pretty close to a useless Pebbles, as we kind of saw with the Devourer a few games ago, right?
Yeah, and we saw Pebbles who was just underleveled, and if he has... if he doesn't kick in early enough and after a certain time threshold, the heroes are just going to stack HP, and Pebbles becomes less effective as the game progresses. So he needs some very good farm early on. He needs some very good, levels, and he's only level 5 right now. So he should be where Wretched Hag is right now, at 7 or 6 even. So he's hanging behind a bit now, and Wretched Hag finally gets taken out by Devourer.
She really wanted that bottle. She really wanted that rune, and a great hook from Devourer ended that spree. Devourer and Slither both, mid, but both level 6. Look at this Witch Slayer, level 3. So the roaming, the dying, and the dual lane not paying really any good homage to him, as he's really in the behind right now. He is the lowest level right now, 56 gold a minute, 169 gold, or sorry, 102 experience a minute. Look at the right column. That would be good. Yeah. But no, he's really hurting at this point. I'm not even sure they're going to be able to clean up these kills in the middle. Like, the level 4 Witch Slayer now. We should be able to jump in there, Hag, but she does not have the mana. Needs to use that rune. Gets a good hook off, but now he's going to nom nom nom, and he's not going to live. but it was so close. Haig gonna tank the tower to get that Witch Slayer out, and it looks like Haig even picked up the kill there. Where did Orange go? Slither. Slither really could have been used to great effect there, but he ran, so.
Yeah, he had to run, basically, because he dropped really extremely low because Wretched Hag moved in with her ultimate and dropped him like immediately. A couple of auto attacks on him, and he was like half dead, to say the least. And yeah, and now we see at top this Glacius, that they're actually trying to do this Glacius Soulsteer lane, and that's going to give, you know, Pebbles another very hard time now, because this lane is actually very strong if played offensively and correctly, and I'm sure that cats are very well,
Wascally Wabbit.
very well, yeah, very well capable of doing so. And yeah, I just really like that lane because it's just, you know, pure aggression, so much offensive capability within it, with all the nuking power that Soulsteer has to offer at level 7. From level 7 on, 900 magic damage coming out, that is pretty huge.
Well, Soulsteer is still getting a decent farm going. He is sitting here at 242, already has his steam boots and a bottle. He's now gone mid. It looks like they want to put a lot of pressure in on this Wretched Hag and this tower, get rid of it, because they do know 2 are up top and 2 are down bottom, so now's a great time to make use of this. But the creeps at this point just aren't that tanking. We don't have the wards. We have 0 toxin wards being leveled up on Slither, so he's not going for that push support vision build. What's going on down south, however, we do got Forsaken Archer being taken out by Predator, with thanks to that Voodoo Jester now might be able to pick up this Glacius kill in 2-1. Now he's going to jump. There it is. Gets frozen, uses his hide anyways, picks up a double tap. That's one of the bigger problems of Predator, is he's very hard to keep down. What's happening now? Mid, Devour going down. Even Slither bringing out his ult, does not going to kill off that Pebbles. Is going to go down here to at Wretched Hag. That's 4 kills now for unZ, and really they only had to pay for it with a tower and that Wretched Hag. Look at these heroes up here. Denied! Denied! Look at that! Was there still poison ticking down on him?
Yeah, he would have died.
Denied.
Denied. I was like, ooh, and then I was like, oh, Pebbles going down, and then Voodoo Jester just, you know, turned around and killed his teammate.
Great force juke up top with the Switch Slayer against Soulsteer, who's just kind of throwing out blind hands at this point. But yeah, so Witch Slayer is, who was the sole survivor of that entire fight? I think it was Glacius, because he just simply wasn't in the mid.
No, the sole survivor was Soulsteer, which is actually pretty good.
Okay.
You know, Soulsteer now level being, you know, level 9, catching up to that Wretched Hag. And, you know, even though unZ did a very good job at keeping Soulsteer down, like in the beginning, killing him twice was just actually what you really need to do. That's, oh, nice double kill.
Double kill? What?
Yeah. Okay,
I was like, well, I just saw Glacius go down, and now Pebbles and Hag are on the run, but looks like a good toss-up on the Slither could be the end of his days. Debatable at this point. Gets off the poison, just not enough mana on that Hag, or just not brave enough to do it. Nope, just not brave enough to do it. So Slither will get out of there, skin of his teeth, 50 hit points. So Slither has gone Steam Boots. I noticed that Pebbles has Striders, but he went Steam Boots. Not going for really a support build, is he?
Yeah, the Steam Boots are normally gotten for one thing, the extra tank strength that you get from them, and they give you like super good survivability, not super good survivability, but relatively cheap strength, and that really helps him out. Because Slither, as we all know, is a very squishy hero, and if he gets focused down, he just dies very quickly. So the Steam Boots is definitely a pickup on him that works and is very well worth the money.
Well, definitely worth the money down south. Great Predator versus Devourer play going on, but Devourer is going to lose that fight. But, you know, he's going to be taking Predator to the grave with him. Oh, the Voodoo Jester ward coming up, picking up a double tap and surviving the skin of his teeth. Nope, never mind. He's toast. But picks up a double while going down. Hell, if a Voodoo Jester can do that every time, that is GG to the other team.
Gosh, there's a lot of action going on in this game. There's tons of action going on, and And this time Soul Stealer going down, but Pebbles stays alive, so Pebbles can actually get some. He hopefully can get like catch up now to get some levels, get some farm, and start dominating. I always say that about Pebbles, and it's terrible when Pebbles fails because it's pretty sad to watch a Pebbles who doesn't, does what he doesn't do what he needs to do.
Well, it's
At least
hard
to
to
me.
fail as a Pebbles. It's really hard to fail unless you get a lot of concentrated hate thrown your way, or just the team support is not there. He's not really much of an alone hero until he can get his 4-4 combo going, which he's almost there. I mean, he's one off from the 4 stalagmites for Chuck. And even right then, with a portal key, we've seen players like Chu just been able to clean up enemy teams by one-shot ponying them. And it's fun times to watch.
Yeah, that really depends how quickly you can get to that level. Because if you're ahead, if you win your lane, if you win mid lane even, and you're really ahead in levels, then that just works amazingly well. And Pebbles can be absolutely devastating. But if you're just too late, like you reach that point where you reach the maximum burst potential you have too late, then you are just not as effective. Pebbles just really is not as effective then.
True enough. Yep. Just give me one sec here, Luke. Alright, 1 second has passed. But yeah, I mean, a lot of one-trick ponies are very similar in the trait set. A, they need mobility, and B, they need a lot of farm very quickly to make a huge difference in the game. I mean, as you said, if the Pebbles comes nice and early with that portal key, gets level 9 and starts roaming around with Strider's portal key and one-shot ponying all the support or even all the squishy heroes, the game can really become one-sided very quickly. But if he takes his time, he gets ganked, he doesn't get the farm off, and he just can't get those items he needs, then yeah, the other team starts laughing at him. So
Yeah, that's the basic idea. And that's why he is like the biggest one-trick pony in the entire game. He really is.
you could argue Devourer is in the same boat as well. With after level 6, he can start roaming around, but without the movement speed and without the great hook positioning, otherwise he just becomes sort of a joke. Oh look, he missed again. Oh look, he didn't get me again. Oh look, he's wasting his mana, his time, his roaming, his experience. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But I feel like Pebbles is even more of a one-trick pony, but we could argue for that forever.
But let's not. Let's just
Yeah.
agree I'm right and you're wrong and move on.
Okay, whatever.
So what do we have for items? I mean, we're sitting here now 17 minutes. A lot of people have picked up their boots. We do have some blood chalices going on. But do we have any extraordinary items at this point?
No, not really. As far as I can see, just the normal stuff coming out. Boots, Devour picking up the Helm of the Victim for his, Shaman's headdress.
Steam
Yeah,
stuff.
Soul Stealer working towards that BKB. It's really interesting that it seems that it becomes more of a trend that you pick up that Mighty Blade first to get the extra 10 strength, and then you get your portal key, and then you finish off your BKB, just to get that bit more, survivability early on in favor of, and not in favor of getting. Well, my full train just completely crashed here.
That's alright, I'll pick it up. But yeah, the 10 strength for the survivability, I mean, that could allow you to escape, theoretically, those team fights. Could let you escape those ganks. And at the same time, it just affords you a lot more health, especially for strength heroes. It also gives you that last hitting damage of an extra 10. So a lot of people will get that before the portal key, simply because the portal key is movement for the offense, but the Mighty Blade is great for the defensive value that it gives, especially since you can make it into, that Firebrand later on, or you can make it into that Shrunken Head, which is what the majority of people do.
Yeah, but it seems that this soldier, that HHH, is gonna go for straight for the Shrunken Head, which is definitely not a bad idea. And yeah, that's just then following the basic routes. It really comes down to personal preferences of whether you want that Shrunken Head first or the portal key, first. Both routes do work, and it really depends on the game. And in this game, it might feel that he needs to